Everything is fine. Your bills are paid. People care about you. Nothing is actually wrong. And yet, somewhere in your chest, there is an emptiness that you cannot explain. Not sadness. Not depression. Not loneliness. Just hollow. Like something important is missing, and you cannot name what it is. And the most confusing part? You feel guilty for feeling this way, because everything is fine. What if I told you? This feeling has a name, an ancient Japanese name. And more importantly, what if I told you the Japanese not only named it, they found exactly what causes it and exactly how to fix it? Stay with me, because what I am about to show you will completely change how you understand your own life. But first, I need to show you why this feeling keeps coming back. No matter how much you achieve, no matter how much you acquire, no matter how much your life improves on paper. Think about the last time you really wanted something. A goal, purchase, a relationship, a milestone. You worked for it. You waited for it. You got it. And for a moment it felt exactly as good as you imagined. Then, within days, sometimes hours, faded, and the emptiness returned, slightly worse than before. Because now you had one less thing to look forward to. Psychologists call this the hedonic treadmill. Harvard researcher Dr. Daniel Gilbert studied human happiness for over 20 years. His finding was brutal. Human beings are extraordinarily bad at predicting what will make them happy. We believe the next thing, the next achievement, the next acquisition will fill the gap. It never does. Not because the things are wrong, because we are looking in the wrong place entirely. The Japanese understood this 1,000 years ago, and they did not call it the hedonic treadmill. They called it Kokoro no Kara, the empty heart. Not a flaw, not a disorder, not something wrong with you. A signal. The most important signal your life is sending you. And today, I am going to show you exactly what it means, and the 4 ancient practices that answer it permanently. Now here is what makes this different from every other video about happiness or purpose. I am not going to tell you to be more grateful. I am not going to tell you to think positive. I am going to show you what the emptiness actually is at its root and give you something real to do about it. The first practice is called Shizen and Kaeru. Return to nature. Before you think this sounds too simple, hear the science.
Dr. Winkley,
At Nippon Medical School, the world's leading researcher on what nature does to the human brain, spent decades measuring this. After just 2 hours, in a natural environment, cortisol, your stress hormone, drops by 12.4, anxiety measurably reduced, focus measurably increased, and most importantly, a specific part of the brain called the subgenual prefrontal cortex, the area most associated with the kind of hollow rumination you feel when everything is fine but something feels wrong, goes quiet. The emptiness has a neurological address, and nature, without doing anything else, speaks directly to it. The samurai did not go into nature for productivity. They went because they understood something modern life has completely forgotten. Human beings were not built for the environment most of us live in. Concrete, screens, artificial light, constant noise, constant information. Your nervous system is running in an environment it was never designed for. And the emptiness you feel is partly your body telling you exactly that. This week, 20 minutes outside, no phone, no podcast, no destination, just walking, just looking, just breathing, twice. That is the first practice. And if you do nothing else from this video, do this one. The second practice is called Tanichi na Yorokobi, the joy of simple things. And this one will make you slightly uncomfortable because it requires you to slow down in a world that rewards moving faster. Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, psychologist at University of Chicago, spent 30 years studying optimal human experience. He interviewed thousands of people, athletes, artists, surgeons, factory workers, farmers, and asked them when they felt most alive. His finding, the people who reported the highest levels of genuine daily satisfaction were not the ones with the most achievements. They were the ones who had learned to give complete attention to whatever they were doing. Even ordinary things, a cup of tea attended to completely, produced more genuine aliveness than 10 achievements, moved through on the way to the next thing. The samurai formalized this in the tea ceremony, not because tea is sacred, because the ceremony created something modern life almost never does, a protected moment of complete presence. With one simple thing, nothing else competing, nothing else demanding, nothing else existing, for those few minutes except this. This week, choose one ordinary daily activity. Could be your morning coffee, could be cooking, could be eating lunch, and for the duration of that activity, put the phone down. Do not listen to anything. Just be in the experience of what you are doing, fully. Notice what that feels like. That noticing
is Ningen na Yorokobi.
And practice daily. It fills something that no achievement has ever been able to touch. The third practice has a long Japanese name, Ningen Kankei no Shinjitsu, the truth of human connection. And this is the one that hits hardest, because most people who feel the emptiness we are talking about today are not actually alone. They have people around them, family, friends, colleagues, and they still feel hollow. The Harvard study of adult development is the longest-running study of human happiness ever conducted. Over 80 years, multiple generations, thousands of participants. They measured everything: income, achievement, health habits, intelligence, fame, success. One factor, above every other, predicted both well-being and longevity: the quality of close relationships. Not the number, the quality. And quality means one specific thing: being genuinely known, not the version of yourself you perform for people, not the curated highlight reel, the actual you with actual struggles,
Actual fears, actual uncertainties.
seen by at least one person and valued anyway. The hollow feeling that sits in your chest when everything is fine is often not a lack of achievement, not a lack of things, but a lack of this, of being truly known by someone who matters. This week, one conversation with one person who matters to you, not small talk. Ask them something real. Tell them something real, something you would not normally say. Not a confession, just something genuine. That one conversation, more than any achievement, more than any purchase, will do more for the hollow feeling than almost anything else. On this list, the fourth practice is the one the samurai considered the most important of all, and it is the one that sounds the most extreme.
Kangaeru.
Contemplating death. Before you close this video, this is not dark. This is not morbid. This is, when understood correctly, the most life-affirming practice on this entire list. The samurai contemplated death daily, not to be dramatic, not because they were morbid, but because they had discovered something that took the West centuries to understand. The awareness that something will end makes the present moment of it more vivid, more real, more worth inhabiting. Dr. Sheldon Solomon, psychologist at Skidmore College, spent 30 years studying what the awareness of death does to human behavior. His finding: when people are reminded of their own mortality, they become more present, more engaged with what is actually in front of them, more aware of what actually matters. The hollow feeling, Kokoro no Kara, is often the feeling of a life lived in permanent postponement, full presence postponed, until conditions are perfect, genuine joy postponed, until the next achievement, real connection postponed. until you have more time. The awareness of impermanence ends the postponement, not by creating urgency, by creating presence. Once this week, sit quietly for 5 minutes and ask yourself honestly, if I knew I had 1 year left, what would I stop postponing? Do not answer quickly. Let it sit. Let whatever comes up, come up. That answer is not a reminder of death. It is a map to your actual life, the one waiting underneath all the postponement. Now, before I show you how these 4 practices work together, I need to tell you the one thing about this emptiness that changes everything. The thing that, once you understand it, means you will never feel guilty about this feeling again. The emptiness you feel when everything is going well is not a sign that something is wrong with you. It is a sign that something is right. It is your truest self. Beneath all the achieving, beneath all the acquiring, beneath all the performing, knocking on the door and asking one simple question: are we actually living, or are we just getting through? The samurai called this feeling not a problem to solve, but an invitation to stop outsourcing your aliveness to achievements and start finding it where it has always lived, in the 20-minute walk, with no phone, in the cup of tea, attended to completely, in the one real conversation with someone who matters, in the 5 quiet minutes of asking what actually counts. You have been trying to fill the emptiness with more of what has never filled it, more achievement, more acquisition, more distraction, more noise. The samurai prescription is the opposite: less of what does not work, more of what does. For practices, Shizen and Kaeru 20 minutes in nature. No phone, twice this week. Tanichi na Yorokobi 1 ordinary activity. Complete attention, daily. Ningen Kankei no Shinjitsu 1 real conversation. This week, with someone who matters. Shurwa Kangaeru 5 minutes of honest questioning. What am I postponing? Once this week. None of these will fill the emptiness overnight. But here is what will happen. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, the hollow feeling will begin to change. Not because life got better on paper, but because you started actually living it. The emptiness was never a problem. It was an alarm. The most important alarm your life has. And now, you know how to answer it. Ichigo Ichi. 1 moment. 1 chance. This one is yours.